Hi friends, it's Mrs. Uden. I'm making this video for my preschool friends while we're on break due to the coronavirus. As I said on my other videos, I'm just going to go with the video. If I make a mistake, I'm just going to roll with it because I think I would have to stop and start too many times. So today's video is for my preschool friends, but it could be for preschool, kindergarten, first grade. This upcoming week is Easter, and so we would be talking about the Easter story, about Jesus and what he did for us by dying on the cross and paying for our sins, but rising again. And so I will say this to parents, sometimes with preschoolers and younger children, we sometimes candy coat the story. We don't share maybe some of the sad parts of the story, but I can tell you that young kids can hear the sad part of the story. You have to use wisdom and discretion to understand what your kids can understand. So, but I just want to encourage you, don't leave out the sad parts, tell the full story. So in the three-year-old classes, they will actually tell the story using what we call resurrection eggs. So I personally, a long time ago for my own children, bought a set of resurrection eggs. You can see here, here's the box. It's got tape on it. I bought it a long time ago. And it comes with a little nice egg carton, and it comes with colored eggs, and each color stands for something, and it also comes with a book. So if you're not comfortable telling the Easter story, this little book helps you. And the beauty of these eggs is that you can keep using these even when your kids become teens, because you start out sharing a little bit of the story, what the kids can understand. And then as they grow, you share more and more and more. So this is a tradition that you can keep going well past their younger years. So in my 4-year-old class, I actually, when I'm telling the Easter story, I will use the set of resurrection eggs, and I will give each kid an egg and let them open it up, and then I will tell the story. So for today's video, I'm not going to be telling the story of Easter, but I'm going to show you how to create your own resurrection eggs. Specifically, this is for my preschool class because we were going to do this. So parents, I'm going to show you what you need, and it's very simple. I found all this stuff kind of around my home. So we're going to create our own resurrection eggs, and we're not going to do 12 because that's a little overwhelming. We're going to do 6. So the very first thing you're going to need are 6 plastic Easter eggs, which most of the parents around here probably have some or can borrow some. So you're going to need 6 plastic eggs, and then you're going to need a carton. Well, if you have a 6-pack of eggs, then you have your 6 plastic eggs in here. Another thing, if you don't have a 6 count and you have a 12 count for eggs, you can cut it in half. A knife works really well on this, so this will work as well. The first thing you're going to do is label your eggs. You see number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now for my parents, I'm going to actually send them a copy of this little paper. The goal is to share this story with your kids so many times that they will actually be able to tell you the story when they open up the egg. So I will send this to my parents, and for those that come across this video, I will put this in the description so you can see a link. I also will link a set of resurrection eggs, just in case you're interested in getting this for your family. So I'll put information about that too. So you got your egg carton, and you got your 6 plastic eggs, and you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each egg stands for something. And again, I'm not going to so much go through the explanation of the story, but I'm going to tell you what you need in each egg. So the first egg says, Jesus ate dinner with his friends. And we put a reference of Luke 22, 14 to 15, because that's where it happened. So in egg number 1, normally we put one of those oyster crackers. It kind of looks like a teeny loaf of bread. It's so cute. So, but I didn't have an oyster cracker. So anything that kind of represents bread. So you can put a cracker in there. I found a healthy pita. So that when the child opens it up, or when you're telling the story first, when you open it up, you're going to say, Jesus ate dinner with his friends. And this has happened before Jesus died. I will remind you, when Easter is over, take out any real food. If you have a cracker in there, because you don't want little rodents finding the food. So in Easter egg 1, you have the bread, the cracker, whatever you can find. Easter egg number 2 says the next day Jesus died on the cross. Again, when we're teaching younger children, we're just going right, when we're teaching younger children, excuse me, we're going to go right to the story. So this you might not have in your house, but I do believe you probably could make something. So this here is just a wooden cross. This came off of a keychain. I believe we had it at Oriental Trader, Oriental Trading. And so you can order that. But guess what? You could take 2 sticks and put a little string or a little rubber band and make a cross. If the child wanted to make a construction paper cross, it maybe is not as sturdy, but you could. So be creative and find yourself a little cross. So number 2 stands for Jesus died on the cross. Go ahead and at this time tell the story about Jesus dying on the cross. Again, share what is appropriate to the age of your child. Number 3, Jesus was wrapped in a cloth and placed in a tomb. So for this, you just need a piece of cloth. This is a pillowcase that has been cut up. You can cut up a t-shirt, any kind of cloth. A white cloth is kind of cool because I think it says it was a white linen cloth. But any kind of little cloth will go in number 3. I'm going to have to check that and add that to the description if the cloth was labeled as white in the Bible. I can't remember right now. So in number 3, they wrapped Jesus in a cloth and laid him in the tomb. Number 4 is a big stone was placed in front of the tomb. So we talked about how a tomb is like a cave and they put Jesus in and they rolled a big stone around it. So most of you probably have a rock. Now this isn't a very big stone. It can't be too big though to fit inside your egg. So they placed the rock, and you can tell your child that that rock was not anything that, one person could move. It would take a lot of people to move that rock. It wasn't going anywhere. Okay, number 5, Jesus' friends came to the tomb and saw that the stone had been rolled away. So again, we're going right from when he died to 3 days later when he was resurrected. Share some of that story in between, but especially for little kids, this is a nice, just 6 things that's kind of what they can handle. So it said, Jesus' friends came to the tomb and saw that the stone had been moved away. The tomb was empty. And again, it has references, Bible references, so you can look that up. So number 5, you're focusing in on the tomb was empty. So your egg is going to be empty. And that means that Jesus wasn't in the grave. This is a time to celebrate, to tell the kids, Jesus is alive. He was alive and he is alive today. That's a big celebration. Number 6 is something we kind of just added to just kind of sweeten the deal. The last, number 6 says, Jesus is alive. That's the sweet surprise of Easter. So sweet surprise. We put candy in here. And what child doesn't like candy? Here's some Smarties. I'm not going to open them up, but I would, maybe this whole thing will fit in there. It does not, but I would open up, put some Smarties in there. You can put your child's favorite chocolate. Skittles has been a popular thing for some of my kids. So put some candy in there. And then you have your resurrection egg. Probably after 1 or 2 times of your kids going through this with your help, I've laminated this too. You might want to do that so it will be sturdy and last a long time. I believe your kids will be able to tell you the story themselves. If you have any questions, parents, please ask me. If you have any questions, leave comments. I hope that this was a very helpful video. I want to wish everybody a happy Easter, and Jesus is alive. Goodbye.